Hey, it's Doug with Backcountry Pilgrim. Today I want to talk about two new lights that I have been using lately, both of them from Wuben. Now, I am not a huge fan of most Chinese companies. I think that most of the time they're just ripping off other manufacturers with some kind of cheaper model, but these two are pretty unique. Now, just to get this out of the way, neither of these lights is going to break any records for being ultralight. However, they are both lightweight, and they are feature rich. While some of these features can be found on other flashlights, these particular packages are fairly unique. Not only do they have a lot of features, but they are easy to use. I feel like they have really provided some good stuff, but let's get into this and I'll show you what is so cool about these two different lights from Wuben. Now, I have taken both of these on some hikes and camping trips. I even stress tested them in a couple of caves, and I found them to both be quite handy. In headlamp mode, the E7 tracked with my head's movements. Wherever I was looking, there was some light. But it was nice having the X3 backup on my shoulder strap and in my pocket so that I was not limited by my head's direction when I was trying to light up the area. The Wuben X3 is also known as the Owl, probably from the cool way it looks while it is standing in the upright position and has its rotating head facing forward. I got my X3 with the 3000 milliamp charging box. The X3 has a 100-day battery life, but when you pop it into its charging box, it itself becomes the battery that charges the flashlight, which internally has an 1100 milliamp battery. I personally tested this light out, and on medium, it ran a solid 4 hours before giving up the ghost. Now, the cool thing about this charging box is that every piece of it is multifunctional. For one thing, when the X3 Owl is inside the charging box, you can still access its controls, and that's because the top lid acts as a light diffuser. So you can turn the flashlight on and hang it by the included strap, or simply set it down to be a little mini lantern. You can charge the box or the Owl through the included USB-C charging port, or you can use it to charge other things like your phone. Even the strap on the Wuben X3 is unique. What looks like a common wrist strap actually detaches from its connection point, and as you can see, is the USB-C cable. Even cooler for Apple users is that inside the connection is a Lightning adapter so that you can use this with your iPhone. This little multi-function charger box weighs in at a total of 5 ounces. You are able to wirelessly charge this flashlight. However, there is no USB-C connection to the flashlight itself. Rather, it charges through its dual magnetic base in the charger box or in a charger base. Because these connections are magnetic, you can also attach the X3 to any metallic magnetic surface. The clip on the back is very low profile and allows you to attach the Owl to a shoulder strap, belt loop, or a pocket, or if rotating the head around, it can go on the bill of a hat to form a headlamp. It's a solid clip with a low enough profile that the X3 will still lie flat if it's on its back. The case of this particular X3 is rather transparent, but it is actually made of a glow-in-the-dark material, so that when you first turn the flashlight off after use, you're still going to be able to find it in the dark if you need it again. The Owl's dual lens setup gives you a white and red light, and the head rotates so that you can either carry it as a vertical or a horizontal grip. The controls themselves are quite simple. There is one power button. Out of the box, the X3 also has a cool blue indicator light. You simply press the power button 5 times, and that will turn it off. In addition, there is a small LED readout screen that will tell you how bright your settings are in lumens and also let you know how much battery you have left. It will also indicate charging when you are doing so. One click on or off will return you to whatever the last white light setting was. So there is a memory in this flashlight. You're not going to have to cycle through all of its modes every time you turn it on to get to where you usually want it. In its normal white light setting, you have a 1 lumen setting, which is very good for reading. Holding the button cycles you through the 50 and 150 lumen settings. 2 clicks on the power button takes you instantly into the 700 lumen turbo mode. Holding that cycles you back into the regular white light modes. A triple press on the button takes you to the strobe function of the flashlight. When in strobe mode, if you click it an additional 3 times, the Wuben X3 will go into SOS mode. 4 clicks in a row takes you into a lock mode, and this is great for if you're carrying the flashlight in a situation where the power button might be pressed. This way you don't lose any power. When the power is off, a long hold will switch over to the red lamp. You get an 80 lumen at level 2, and if you hold it, you cycle down to a single lumen at level 1. A quick press will turn it off, and back on will take you back to the white light setting. The X3 is very tough. It is IP65 rated, which means that it should be able to withstand water jets. The X3 measures smaller than a credit card. It is 2.7 inches tall, 1.3 inches wide, and 0.7 inches thick. It weighs in at 66 grams, or 2.3 ounces. The Wuben X3 retails for $110, however I have seen it as low as $65 or $85 with the charger box on Amazon. Wuben's E7 flashlight has the same button pressing modes as the X3. A single click will bring you to your white light setting, and holding it will step through its various levels. Its high setting is 400 lumens, medium is 150, low is 5. Double-clicking the flashlight goes straight into turbo mode, which is a whopping 1800 lumens. If that turbo mode is too much, you can hold it down to step down to 800. Again, like the X3, the E7 will go into strobe mode with a triple click. 3 more clicks will go into a 400 lumen SOS mode. And 4 clicks locks the light. Unfortunately, the E7 has no red mode. This is probably my biggest complaint about this particular light. The E7 also has a magnetic end cap for the battery housing, so once the flashlight is put together, it will stick to metal. The battery, which is charged with a USB-C, is an 18350 1100 milliamp battery. However, for $10, you can buy a small extension tube that allows you to install an 18650 battery, which will make it run 2 to 3 times longer. Wuben also sells a touchless inductor, which connects to the E7 via a small cable and allows you to simply wave your hand next to your head to operate the light. In my test, I got 4 hours out of the battery that comes with it. Now this little flashlight is only 2.3 inches long, and it is about 1 inch by 1 inch wide and thick. It weighs 80 grams with the battery, and that is 2.8 ounces. Now that's only 0.8 ounces more than the Nightcore NU25, one of the most popular ultralight headlamps out there. That 0.8 ounce gets you an aluminum housing with an IP68 water rating, which means it can be operated underwater. There is probably nothing you're going to encounter in your day-to-day life or on trail that is going to break this light. The E7 comes with a tough little clip that will allow you to put it onto a shoulder strap, belt loop, or a pocket. However, because the head does not move, it will not work by itself to clip onto a hat brim to become a headlamp. However, the E7 is meant to go in a dedicated headlamp strap. The strap that Wuben sells with this has a removable top band that you can put back on if you need it to go over a helmet, or if you use the extension tube and larger battery so that it isn't flopping off of your forehead. The E7 simply snaps into the rotating base on the headlamp strap. It can rotate up and down in 45 degrees, giving you quite a bit of rotation, and it is simple to release with a little lever. The Wuben E7 retails for about $30 with the strap. However, I have seen it for $23 on Amazon. Overall, I found the slight weight penalty on the E7 to be well worth it given its toughness and features. And while I would probably not bring the entire X3 setup on an ultralight trip, it is fantastic for the campground or just everyday carry. Alright, I hope this video on the Wuben X3 and E7 flashlights has been helpful. If it has, why don't you give the video a like and subscribe to Backcountry Pilgrim if you're into hiking, camping, backpacking, and the gear that goes with it. Until next time, thank you for watching.